وقربه وثوابه سبحانه وتعالى. So we started with the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Then we ask Allah, we praised Allah, the Allah of all of the worlds and all of creation. And then we made our request of Allah to send His peace and blessings upon the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And then we made our intention for seeking knowledge, to intend to learn and then teach others, to benefit ourselves, benefit others, guide ourselves, guide others, and to do all of this so that Allah is pleased with us, Allah rewards us, and Allah brings us close to Him. And that's one of the greatest rewards in the Akhirah or in Jannah, is the Ridwan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's where Allah's pleasure and proximity are given to the person. So it's not being able to play all the video games you want or eat all the smoothies and drink all the smoothies you want. But the greatest reward in the Akhirah is going to be being close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's something that, because nobody's ever experienced it on earth, nobody can really even imagine it, right? The other things you can imagine, what it would like to be able to fly, or things you can see or that you felt sitting in an airplane or different things. A lot of things you can imagine, but there are some things that Allah has kept very private. And that's one of those things is Allah's proximity and reward. We have a description of something of it from when the Prophet ﷺ was taken through the heavens, and so Allah, He described it as light. Right? But so all of these things should help you understand how great Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. There's something very interesting that happened last night. Did anybody go outside last night and see something interesting? Huh?
I was outside last night, but I didn't see anything interesting.
No? Yes? The moon, yeah. You should go outside tonight and see. It's a full moon. And one of the things that you can see is if you look at the moon and you look just to the left of it, you'll see something like a star. Alright, tonight do that. And that's not a star. That's the planet Jupiter, right? So if you go out tonight and you look at the full moon, just look slightly to the left, you'll see the planet Jupiter. Imagine, right? Allah allows you to see it. How big is the planet Jupiter, right? You can't even imagine. And Allah allows it to fit into your eyeball, right? It's really interesting. How big is the moon? And Allah allows it to fit in your eyeball, right? In your eyesight. Right? If you close your eyes and imagine the solar system, you can imagine all of these amazing, huge things in your mind, in your brain, right? So Allah is really extraordinary. He can create something so massive, and then it looks like a dot in the sky. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can do that. So, and then if you think about that, you think about the smallest things, right? Or the things closest to you, like your heart and the other parts of your body, right? So last night, we went out to go see the full moon, and then we saw the planet, and there's a lot of apps that you can use that if you put them to the sky, they tell you where the stars are, right? So you should use those things. A lot of the stars are named after Muslim astronomers, So take some time to do that tonight. The interesting thing is, though, I plan to talk about that mostly, but we just found out right now outside that somebody, a family member of somebody we know passed away. Just very suddenly. They were fine in the morning, and then a few hours later they passed away. So, one of the things that I started to think about in the office and why we decided to have a short assembly today is because it's very interesting how extraordinary Allah is, right? He can create these wonderful and massive things, right? Like these planets that look like dots in the sky. And then He's also the Allah of people's hearts and in this case, people's kidneys, right? And all of the organs, right? So He's managing all of what's happening around from so far away, billions of light years away. And He's managing the things closest to you, like your heart and your lungs and your kidneys and, my teeth, my toothache, right? All of those things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is managing, right? And so one of the reasons, Allah knows best, but one of the reasons we can think as to why He does this is to show us how much He is in control, right? He's in control of the biggest things that are the furthest away from you that you can imagine, right? To the end of the universe. And He's in control, and He creates those things that are the closest things to you that you cannot live without, right? Like your organs. And He manages every single one of them very, very specifically. And so He creates them, and He can cause them to go away. And one day, the planet Jupiter will go away if Allah wants it. And maybe it's happening many times, right? Stars are born, stars go away, right? And maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will plan for people's lives to come and to go. But Allah plans all of that. So it's really interesting. I thought for me it was a lesson, to think about how Allah can put these extraordinary planets in space, and then at the same time understand and appreciate that Allah is in control of every single person on earth, and then inside of them every single thing that's happening inside of them. So Allah is great, and so when you say Allahu Akbar, you're saying Allah is greater. Allah is greater than even those things, right? Because those are all things that either are in your body or that you can observe with your body. But Allah is greater than what you can observe and what you can contain. So we should just really try to develop a great appreciation for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You should look in the sky. You should look at these things that Allah has created. You should be concerned about your own body and your health, right? And take care of those things that Allah has created within you. And at the end, just appreciate how extraordinary Allah is and be grateful to Him, and show a lot of shukr and a lot of praise, and use the time that you have right now to understand that. Right? Don't waste your time so that you never spend a moment figuring out how great Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. Yeah? So we'll make some time at your prayers today to make dua for this person who passed away, and there's probably many other people who are sick or in need of your dua. So make a dua that includes all of the people who have passed away, and all of the people who might be sick, and all of the people who might need your dua, inshallah, today. Yeah?